Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Future Stars live on Hidayat TV. I'm your host Hassan Shah, and today we're going to be talking. We're continuing with our Prophet series, and today we are talking about Prophet Yusuf. This is part one of two parts of Prophet Yusuf. So we'll be talking about Prophet Yusuf today, and last week's topic was Prophet Yaqub, and we talked a little bit to the end about Prophet Yusuf, and that was kind of to start us off about this topic of Prophet Yusuf. And next week we'll be doing part two of Prophet Yusuf. Okay, before I continue, I'd like to introduce my guests.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsin.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Thank you for that introduction. So like we do on every single show, someone reads the surah and someone reads the translation. Today Misbah will be reading a surah and Mohsin will be reading the translation. So could we start you off with a loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Li'ilafi Qurayshin ilafihim rihlat ash-shita was-sayf falya'budu rabba hadhal bayt alladhi at'amahum min ju'in wa amanahum min khawf.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, for the taming of Quraysh, for the taming we cause the caravans to set forth in winter and summer, so let them worship the Lord of this house who have fed them against hunger and have made them safe from fear.
Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. Thank you, Mohsin and Misbah. And do remember that whenever you read a surah, make sure you have the translation with it so you understand it and maybe try to implement it into your life. So thank you, Mohsin and Misbah. So before we start, can we have a salawat in honor of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. The second in honor of the Holy First Imam, Imam Ali alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. And our third with our loudest voices in honor of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri was Zaman. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. Okay, so last week, what was that topic, Misbah?
Our topic was Prophet Yaqub.
Yes, it was Prophet Yaqub, and we talked a little bit about his life and what happened to his son. What was his son's name, and which is our topic today?
Prophet Yusuf.
Yes, to the end we talked a little bit about his son, Prophet Yusuf, and what happened to him, and they started up our topic. We'll be continuing from that last bit that we talked about last week, and next week we'll say our last bit, and that'll be the last, that'll be part two of Prophet Yusuf, our topic of Prophet Yusuf. So what happened, okay, and now before that we introduced his character called Prophet Yaqub. He's a prophet, and he's a really clever person. He's respected and everything like that. And he had 10 sons.
But then he got 12.
Yeah, and then he had 2 more, and then he got 12. So now he's had 12. So what's happened now after he's got 12, and what happened with Prophet Yusuf? Something about
they pushed him down
before
the
that
they were jealous of him because
they wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's one thing. But what happened before that? What got his father to so much love him and like care for him so much? Why? Sometimes it happens when you're sleeping.
He had a dream.
Yes, he had a dream. Prophet Yusuf had a dream.
Stars and the sun and the moon doing sajda to him.
Yes, that's what happened. Had a dream, and he told this to his father, Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam, and so what Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam got from this is that he had a really great future. Yeah, didn't he?
Yeah.
And what was that great future?
Of being a prophet.
Yes, of being a prophet. So So when he understand this, Prophet Yaqub, when he understood this, what did he do?
He never told the.
Yeah, he never told his other brothers. Yeah.
Because Prophet Yaqub told him not to.
Because and if he did, then they might do something to him,
Yeah.
and they might get jealous.
Yeah, and that's one thing. But and before that, to do what he did when he understood this, and he knew that he had to keep him safe. He kept eyes on him all the time. He was never out of his eyesight. That's what happened. He kept him by him so much, and then what happened one day is that his brothers they were quite jealous of him
because they thought that Prophet Yaqub loved him most.
Yeah, and he didn't. He just cared about him so much because he was the next prophet, wasn't he? Yeah.
And they plotted to push him down a while.
Yeah, but before that they got in a group, and what did one brother suggest?
One brother suggested that he killed him.
Yeah, that they go to kill him, but that was quite harsh, wasn't it? And so the other brothers were feeling, oh, we can't do that, can we? We can't actually kill him. Like, what did the other brother suggest?
The other brother suggested to push him down a well.
Yes, and then they all agreed to push him down a well. So they made up this story that they're going out to like work, like for the sheep, and they wanted to go out and do something. And what did they say to Prophet Yaqub?
They said to Prophet Yaqub that he got eaten by a big wolf.
Before that, to get
they took his shirt off.
No, before
They
that.
asked permission to take him.
Yes, they asked permission from Prophet Yaqub to take him. But what was Prophet Yaqub saying?
But first he
refused, but then once they kept on asking him, and he loved it so much, so then he finally let
yeah, he finally let him take him, and he told him to be careful with him. So now they've took him on this, and they've taken him to this well. And before that, they've taken his shirt off, and now they've pushed
it with the goat blood.
Yeah, before that, they've taken his shirt off and pushed him down this well. And what they did after that
was they killed a goat and put blood of the goat onto the t-shirt.
Yes.
And then they told the dad.
Yeah, and then they came home, and what did they tell the dad?
They told the dad that a wolf had eaten him, and to show that he died, they put blood on it, so it would look like.
Yeah, they put blood on it, so it looked like he attacked, and he got really badly injured, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and what was Prophet Yaqub feeling? How was he feeling?
He was feeling devastated.
Yeah, he was feeling really sad and devastated.
But he didn't think that was actually.
Yeah, he didn't really believe it fully. But he cried so much
that his eyes got black.
Yeah, he got blind from it that much because he cried so much for his son. Okay. So now we're at the point. So Prophet Yusuf is in a well. His brothers are kicked in now, and his brothers have drenched goat's blood into his shirt and showed it to his dad. So
and said a lie.
Yeah, and told a lie, saying that he was attacked, and this led to Prophet Yaqub crying so much that he became blind because he couldn't because his son wasn't there, and he kept hold of his son for so long, didn't he? And he knows what's for him in the future, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what's gonna happen for him in the future. But on the other hand, he didn't believe it. He didn't fully believe his sons, did he? That happened. So now we're at the point. Prophet Yusuf, he's in the well. His brothers has told a lie to their father, and his father is crying day and night, day and night, day and night. And he's crying so much that his eyes are starting to get blind, and he's getting blind. So now we're at this point. Mohsin has got the first thing, so could we start Mohsin off with a loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
After Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam was discovered by a caravan of traders past that had stopped to get some water, they took him with them to Egypt and sold him to some slave traders for a few pieces of silver. The governor of Egypt, who was called Aziz, offered a price that none could match and brought Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam to adopt him as a son. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Okay, so now we've got that part, and now what's happened, these people, they're making their way to Egypt, and they've gone to get some water from a well, and as they've done this, they've discovered that there's a boy in the well, and they've discovered there's a boy in the well, and so they decided to take him because at that time people were sold as slaves at that time, so they would think that he's young, he's strong, he looks strong, and he looks fit, and he could do a lot of work, and they probably get a lot of money selling him. So they've taken him now to Egypt to go and sell him, and the king of that time, Aziz, at that time he went to go get a servant, a slave, to help him with his jobs, and he's seen this person, he's seen Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, and he's brought him and now adopted him as his own son. So that's what happened so far now. So now the Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam is now working for that king Aziz as like a servant, someone to help him around the place. So that's what we got so far. So Misbah's got the next thing, so could we start Misbah off with a loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
After some time, unfortunately, Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam was accused of plotting against the king and sent to prison. On that same day, 2 other men were also in prison on the accusation of trying to poison the king. One used to serve the king wine, while the other was a royal cook. The next day, the wine server said to Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, "I saw in a dream that I was crushing grapes to make wine for the king." The cook said, "I had a dream that I was carrying some bread in a basket and birds were pecking at the bread." Both men felt that perhaps Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam could interpret their dreams. Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam took this opportunity to preach the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to his prison companions. He promised to tell them the meaning of their dreams and informed them that this was a special power given to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He explained to them how senseless it was to believe in various gods. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Misbah. And now, at that time, because the king now brought him and adopted him as the son, he had a really close relationship with the king, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
then he was accused of trying to plot to kill the king.
But was that true?
No.
No, that wasn't true. That's the one thing. So what's happened, he's adopted him as his son, Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, and he's had a close relationship, really close relationship to the king, Aziz. He had a really close relationship with him, and now he was accused accused of plotting against the king, which he hasn't done, has he?
No.
No, he hasn't done, has he, Moses?
It's just a lie.
It's just a lie.
It's just a lie.
Yeah, he hasn't plotted against the king, but people have said that he's actually plotted against the king. So now he's been put in prison. And who was with him in prison?
Two other people. One was the wine servant of the king, and the other was a royal cook.
Yeah, one at that time, there was two other people that were sent to prison because they were accused of trying to poison the king. One, a wine servant who made him wine and sent it to him for him to drink, and another, a royal cook that cooked his food and loads of things like that. So at that time, they've had a dream now. They've had a dream. And what was the wine servant dream, Mohsin?
The wine servant had a dream about him crushing grapes for the king to make wine, and so he can give it to the king.
Yes. So that's what was the wine servant's dream, was him crushing grapes and serving wine to the king. And what was Misbah? What was the royal cook's dream?
The royal cook's dream was him carrying bread for the king, but birds pecking at it.
Yes, and so now they've gone to Prophet Yusuf, which was their cellmate. At the time, was their cellmate, and they've asked him what was what was his interpretation of that dream, and can he explain it to them? So he took this chance now to spread Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's religion and put them on the right path, and he's explained, because at that time they used to worship like loads and loads and loads of gods at that time. And he took this chance to spread the religion and to tell them how useless it is to worship those gods. So he's done this while being asked to interpret the dreams. Mohsin has got the next thing, so could we start Mohsin off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Finally he said, "Oh my prison mates, the man who dreamt that he was crushing grapes will soon be released from here and will go back to his old job serving wine for the king. The second one, who carried the bread on his head, in the dream will be killed, and the birds will start to eat his brain." Prophet Yusuf ﷺ told the wine servant to remind the king that Prophet Yusuf ﷺ was still in prison. The dreams of both men came true, just as Prophet Yusuf ﷺ predicted. One of the prisoners was released while the other was hanged. Unfortunately, the wine server forgot to tell the king about Prophet Yusuf ﷺ, and so Prophet Yusuf ﷺ had to stay in prison for a few more years. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Okay, thank you, Mohsin. So now these two people, they've told Prophet Yusuf their dream, and he now took this chance to spread Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's religion and talk about how useless it was to worship those gods, and now he's told them his interpretation of their dream. And what he said for the Misbah, what did he say for the wine servant?
He said that the wine servant will be released and go back to his old job making wine for the king.
Yes. And what was the royal chef's what was Prophet Yusuf's interpretation of the royal chef's dream?
His brain will be eaten by birds.
Yeah, he'll be killed, and then his brain would be eaten by birds.
It was a bit disgusting.
Yeah, that is a bit disgusting. And what did actually happen?
He did get killed.
He got killed because he was hanged.
Yeah, he got hanged, and his brain was eaten by
a bird.
Yes, by birds. Yeah, it's a little bit disgusting. Yeah, it is disgusting, isn't it? So, and what happened to the wine servant?
He got released
and went back to his old job.
Yes, and before he got released, what was he told by Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam?
He was told that he will be released and he'll go back to his old job, and
He was told to tell the king about.
Yeah.
He was told to remind the king about Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. He was told that, but when these things happened, which they came true, and when the wine servant got released,
He forgot about.
he forgot about him. Okay, we'll continue explaining this in detail. We'll continue explaining this after the break. We've run out of time for this half of the show, but remember to stay tuned for the next half of the show where we'll continue explaining about this very interesting topic. So we'll see you after the break. Good office.